Hey everyone, this is Vicky from Valkyrie Tarot coming at you with a little bit of a different setup here. As many of you know, there's something happening globally which is impacting millions of people. As an empath myself, I have a tendency to feel a lot of the energy that's just going on a global scale, not just within my own environment, but how it impacts everyone else around me. Some of you that may be watching my video or stumbling across this video somewhere along the way might also be empaths yourselves, or you might not realize why you just feel so off energy wise. I remember listening to a reader, and I wish I could remember who she was, a couple of years ago. Actually, I think it was last year. It was right when I was falling into my twin flame setup. And they were basically saying that something big was going to happen. Something big was going to happen, and all of us that were light healers and spiritual healers, we were going to have to level up, and we were going to have to go through a lot of transformation in order to get to where we needed to be strong enough to be able to take on what was happening. Okay? I didn't really put too much, weight into what was being said, because I will be the first one to tell you that even myself, as a spiritual healer and a tarot reader, I have always been a little bit of a skeptic when it came to stuff. And that's the funny thing, because I was a skeptic that became this, because I see the truth behind it now. I see the energy behind it. I have embraced my talents that I have for the longest time tried to shove behind a door. But it's ironic, because something big is happening, and we are seeing a energy flux, an energy change in a global perspective. We are seeing how we are all connected. And that's a very, holistic type of viewpoint. We, as energy healers, people that are spiritual healers, Wiccans, anyone who really believes in that energy of Mother Earth, we could all have told you that I'm connected to you, you're connected to me, and we're not talking 8 degrees of Kevin Bacon here. We're talking, quantum physics and DNA and all of that. So I don't know if some of you watch her. I'm going to give a shout out to the Quantum Queen, Jocelyn. I actually just stumbled across her videos that she just released this week about the Dark Night of the Soul. I'm going to say it wrong, but the Dark Night of the Soul, I'm not going to abbreviate it, I'll just say it. It impacts all of us. And some of us, it hits us harder than others. And I think a lot of the times, those of us that haven't gone through a dark night of the soul or don't understand what's happening to someone who's going through it, we see it as icky and gross, and that there's a reason why we kind of repel from it. It's because we're kind of denying that within ourselves. We're afraid of, oh my God, if that was me, I don't know how I would handle that. I'm a firm believer in the fact that personality traits and other people that repel us are actually things that are within us that we have, shoved away and tried to ignore, or trained ourselves to, rise above. I'll be the first one to tell you, I was picked on a lot as a kid. I was bullied a lot as a kid. It definitely slowed my progression into accepting who I was. Not only as a spiritual healer, which didn't come until the last couple of years, but also my sexuality, which ironically didn't, I didn't really come out until I was, close to 30. I had been out to my friends, but I didn't truly come out to the public, because my relationship with myself and my relationship with who I was very stunted. And it had to do with a lot of things that happened to me in my life, as is common with a lot of empaths out there. There's things that we had to face and overcome in order to really come into our power. That being said, the dark night of the soul, it happens to everybody. And those of us that are in twin flame journeys, we probably feel it harder than most, because twin flames enhance everything that we're feeling. They enhance how we are passionate. They enhance how we feel deeply They enhance how we get angry. They enhance how we love. They enhance how we see ourselves, where we want to be. And it's terrifying. And if you don't have a strong enough ego to be able to let it drop and be open-minded and understand that this is a healing process. This is no different from falling and scraping your knees on the pavement as a kid and getting up and getting back on your bike again and learning how to ride it. You know, no one jumps on a bike and knows how to ride it the first time. If you do, please comment below, because that's amazing and you should be interviewed. But the point is that everything in life is a stumble and an opportunity to grow from that and build from that and learn from that. If we are not taking the time from falling and understanding why we fell, understanding why it hurts, learning how to make sure we don't fall again, learning how to take that pain and make it our power and make it our strength so that we can move forward and get better and stronger, then we are failing not only ourselves, not only our twin flame, divine masculine, divine feminine, we're failing everyone on the planet, because we're not taking responsibility for our own part in this web of humanity. A lot of times, and I'm sure you've probably watched some of my other twin flame videos, a lot of times we see people, split because the divine masculine just can't deal with the pressure, or can't deal with the stress, or can't deal with the open onslaught of the emotions of the divine feminine. And the divine feminine a lot of times will split because they are frustrated that they've given everything that they have to this person, and they've stripped themselves down, they've made themselves vulnerable, they're feeling things on such an intense level that they don't know how to feel or communicate properly, and there's so much frustration that it's just easier to break apart. But as we all know, with divine flames, or twin flames, however you want to call it, the energy is always there between us. And until we work through our stuff on our opposite sides, we can't come back together. So in the next video that I'm going to show you, I'm going to talk about my own dark night of the soul, things that kind of came up. And again, if you haven't checked out the Quantum Queen, check her out. She has a really cool twist to how she does her readings. She kind of ties it a lot into science. And for someone like me who actually works in medicine and has a very scientific mind, it's almost brilliant how she sees things. But she not only ties, metaphysical concepts such as tarot and spiritualism and all of that into science and physics, but also into the psychology of things. And I'm giving her a huge shout out because, she's pretty awesome to watch. So check her out. Also, come back and check out my second video, and we'll try and figure out how you can recognize the dark night of the soul within yourself, but also understand that everybody has it and how you can work through it. Okay? I'm going to do that by sharing mine. All right, so see you in the next video. Deuces.